This is actually a serious topic. Like, this kid actually needs to get off the fucking internet because it's obvious that he doesn't fucking need it or deserve it because this kid actually needs fucking help. Like, actually. This kid is obviously not, like, mentally well. Like, I don't care if he's a troll. This is simply not okay. And I already have problems with the thumbnail alone. I'm gonna not assume things, but I'm gonna guess this, that the person that he is punching, it might, and I'm gonna just say this, might be a victim of grooming. I'm gonna just assume that, because he's looking into defense of pedophiles. Anyways, let's get into this absolute rancid fucking mess that is called a fucking MP4 file.
I've probably been watching, specifically the commentary community side of YouTube, develop throughout the years since I was 13, maybe, probably, most likely 14.
I'm gonna say this kid might be as old as me, or even older, and the things this kid says is absolutely rancid. I'm gonna just say that. And it's also crazy, I've been on the internet way longer than this kid. I should be the one that's messed up.
A forever changing community, molding people's beliefs on what's wrong and what's extremely wrong. Hopefully, if you can see 5 inches away from your screen, you'd have catch the title of this video. Huntin' Pedo Wedos, aka pedophile hunters. Enough said, I mean they hunt pedophiles by cosplaying as little girls. And yeah, I'm sure some of these people do this to spread awareness, whatever that means nowadays. But when having millions and millions of subscribers pushing content on the regular, I can't help but wonder, golly, maybe they're relying on people being pedophiles to get a cash grab.
Now this is his first point, that people are quote-unquote relying on pedophiles to make money. And yes, it can be true for some cases, but that's the equivalent of saying that every single charity YouTuber, including Mr. Beast, gives away money just to make more money. And another thing is that pedophile hunting is way more dangerous, because you don't know if the pedophile's armed with a Glock or something. You never know. So even if every single pedophile hunter was just for money, they're still risking their lives for this. And, well, they're exposing these horrible people.
And yeah, sure, maybe they do have another job. Nevertheless, still relying on them bringing in cash. You can't tell me people uploading daily without fail actually care about every single person they cover. And honestly, it'd be pretty hypocritical of me if I blatantly stated I really dislike people like this. If I had the option to make as much just by whining about another kid being a dumbass by sending pictures of themselves to an ever so slightly older person, think of that what you will, I'd make those videos too.
So if you had the chance to make that content, you would. So what's the point of the last segment?
Probably not as frequently, since I would generally like to make videos I'd enjoy.
Like making fun of people that got groomed?
If you're watching this, then you probably do know what went down with Long X. Making videos on catching pedophiles, portraying them as real cases, too, no shit, to a cash grab. But like I said before, I don't really care. The main issue I have with this is how far he went into his character.
Leo Convoy, self-proclaimed predator hunter, the type to stand on his moral high ground using it as an excuse to spaz out on people online, who, despite of his fame and YouTube numbers, has had its own shit catch up to him. Nothing unique for YouTube drama. Someone important to this story is Vita, someone Leo knew, who he then exposed 3 days later after he found out about his victim.
And as far as Joshua Vita goes, Cass was given that information, but here's the sad thing. All that would have happened if Cass was to have pursued Vita when we first outed him, Vita would have been at home in Cass's place. Vita loved using slurs. He loved getting people's attention like that. Would have done Cass any good. We did the best we could. We found out 3 days later we exposed him. We had to catch him off guard. We had to make sure his victim was safe because he was going to absolutely target her and still does to this day.
Much emphasis on the exposed bit. Now, bringing a situation like this into the spotlight only 3 days later after knowing about it is exactly what contradicts the everlasting hate within Lio of predators not going to jail.
What if he had to edit the video? Like, dog. Has bro ever heard about police reporting?
In court stuff, people bring up messages, footage, hell, maybe even tweets to help their case. This is why when a situation is brought up on social media, it can also be brought into consideration because of the obvious, reasonable speculation of the allegation, which is also why, if Leo even knew the minimum basics of what goes on in all this court stuff madness he seems to hyperfixate on, he wouldn't upload, rant, and preach to the internet world about Vita. Except he did, and does. And don't bullshit, he knows. He doesn't care either. He never cared to the extent of pulling through on putting these predators in their place, only to the extent of getting them into a call, yelling at them, uploading the spaz fest, gaining publicity of doing so.
If he gets exposed on the internet, dog, your life is over. Like, actually, does he even know that? Like, dude.
If they really felt they needed help, they would have gone to the cops, their parents, counselors, or teachers. Maybe even vent to their close friends, or hey, therapists exist for this exact reason, not some random online. Trust me, people don't need internet figures to get help. And
Bro, I swear to God, literally every single person, just like you, says this as a point, and it's the most retarded thing ever. Like, dog, there's a reason why people don't come out when they get groomed. Like,
yeah, sure, you can say that they're doing it to spread awareness, but at what point does the spreading awareness just go back to being gossip? Because that's all this is, gossip. YouTube drama, YouTube commentary, it's gossip with people trying to make it out to be something more. Take grooming, for example. People will forget about it in a month or so, depending on the severity of it. You can't really equate rape or being blackmailed with, say, social security number to only flirty text online.
Just how many years was that?
It doesn't matter how many years it's been. I was groomed 11 years ago and I still fucking remember it. And you know what? He sexually abused me. I dealt with that. I still think about it to this day at 25. That sticks with you for life.
Listen, lots of bad things happen, and yes, for the most part, people do forget about it or learn to live with it. Just because you haven't with your experience doesn't mean others won't. Not everyone's like you, a pussy who needs to grow up here and learn to cope on their own.
What the fuck did you say, you goddamn slut?
this is what I've been saying. This kid's mentally ill.
I would even go as far as saying, like, a couple nude sends. I wouldn't legitimately think of them as pedophiles, just someone who did a pedophilic thing.
Excuse me, what the actual fuck?
Because there's a big difference between doing a, well, not really a big difference, but there is a difference between doing a pedophile like that and actually being a pedophile. Like, for example, me. I say nigga all the time, but I love black people. I love black men. And if I for some reason start insulting a black guy using the hard R and everything, would that make me racist? I don't think so.
I think maybe it just feel like a one-time thing. Not being a racist. You get my point, right? They're not pedophiles. Most of them are just lonely people. Lonely guys. I'm gonna go as far as say lonely guys who get no pussy, have no bread, living in their mama's basement dweller 24/7. And do I feel bad for them? I do, honestly. Is that criminal for me to feel bad for basement dwellers who sex kids on the internet for validation? I don't think it is. Now, my personal take on age gaps, I think more of the maturity difference between two people, and not like, you know, the age difference. Because there's some 16-year-olds that are way more fucking mature than me, that seem to have way more fucking experience than me.
I wonder why they're more mature than you. Anyways, that's the end of the video because I cannot take this any longer.